question for you. Is marriage overrated?
Why aren't people getting married anymore?
A new Pew Research poll found that 2 in 5 young adults think marriage is an outdated tradition.
Marriage rates are at their lowest right now.
Is marriage really even worth it?
More than half of marriages end in divorce.
If you get married, you have to be stuck with this person for the rest of your life, right? That's why you get married. So that's why it's declining. Why would you get married if you want to have just one partner when you can have multiple?
Marriage is stupid.
Welcome to the Married AF podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest marriage relationship podcast in the world. My name is Matthew Powers, alongside my beautiful wife, Monica. We are your hosts for the show. Baby, how you doing?
Okay.
Just okay?
Yeah.
Could you sound a little more enthused?
Woo!
Woo! Yeah. Boy, if you didn't want to listen now, you most certainly do. It's been a while since we have done this, but we are back. You're a year older since the last time we recorded. An amazing 29 years young. We got back from our trip from Hawaii, where we swam with sharks, a tiger shark, all sorts of other sharks, a barracuda. It was unbelievable. We are back for the show. Everybody, welcome. Thank you who listen, who download, who watch, who subscribe, who leave reviews, comments, all of the things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. It just helps people find the show. So if it's been beneficial to you at all, share it with other people. Let them know. If your spouse is not listening, shame on them and shame on you. Share it with them. Y'all listen together, talk together about all of that, because this is the Lord's, and if he wants to take it somewhere, it belongs to him. So, baby, are you ready to get into this fun little card game that we stumbled across?
You stumbled across.
I stumbled across. I thought it was a great idea.
I like it.
And we kind of read through all of the cards last weekend and picked out the ones that we felt were more appropriate for this, because there were definitely some that were not appropriate for this. This is not that type of show.
No.
You got to pay high money for that, and it ain't going to come from us. So
some people get it for free.
Some people do get it for free. But thank you for everyone who's listening. We could not do this without our friends, kingdomandwill.com. Go check them out. Great clothes, soft clothes.
Very, very soft.
Yes, you wore one just the other day.
Yes, I love mine.
And it's unbelievable clothing. Go check them out. Kingdomandwill.com. Use promo code MARRIEDAF. 15% off, not your first order, but your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth. All of the orders. Kingdomandwill.com. Use promo code MARRIEDAF. So, before we dive into this,
okay,
is there anything you want to get off your chest? Any thoughts? Anything you want to talk about before we dive into deeper questions?
Is there something I need to say that I don't remember right now?
No, not to my knowledge. I was just going to ask you, hey, do you want to throw anything out there before we get started on this sucker? I guess not. I'm going to pick the first card up.
Okay.
And read it to you.
I really don't know what we're doing besides there's cards on this
Listen,
table,
we're just going to pick cards. We're going to read them, and we got to answer some questions. Because I think it'd be good for couples to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk. Let's get into things. Not just the typical
communication.
How was your day? Oh, it was fine. How was your day? It was okay. And let that be it. What's for dinner tonight? What do the kids' activities have to be? Because when we did this, I mean, we went for hours and hours and hours.
And we didn't realize what time it was.
No, we went to like 2
a.m.
It was 2 a.m. before we realized, like, holy smokes. And some of these questions were really dumb. We're like, no, we're not going to answer that. But we ask ourselves a lot of these questions. Some of them didn't make the cut.
These were the ones that we said, no, we need to save those.
Yes. And they were the ones that were, hey, this could open up some really good conversation for people. So take notes. There's a lot of them. We will not hit all of these today. I can guarantee it.
So you're asking me the question.
Yes.
And I have to answer.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to answer, or just me?
Either. We'll decide as we go. Listen, there's no set script for this. So number one, what's your favorite memory of us together?
There's so many.
There are, but what is your number one?
Wow. Why'd you have to hit me with that one, the first one?
I didn't have to do anything. It's fate had it. I just picked the card up, and that's what happened.
This light behind me is really on my nerves.
Yeah, you're like stalling.
I'm glowing because of this light behind me.
You are glowing.
It is not pregnant glow.
No, yeah, it's impossible. It can't happen. Favorite memory of us together?
I don't know. How can I have just one?
All right. Well, what's one of your,
Okay.
say, top 75?
Our first date.
Why?
Because I was the homecoming queen for your grade or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was a sophomore. You were a junior. You didn't have your license yet, so we had to ride with a friend.
Yes, we did.
And it's my turn to get dropped off at home. And you held my hand that night, but you were such a gentleman in the car. I just leaned up to tell the person who was driving. Was it Ben Loftus?
Maybe. I don't remember who was driving.
I think it was
Perhaps,
Ben.
Maybe. Anyways.
This is 1999.
Yes, a long time ago.
And when I lean up, I'm just giving him directions on which way to go instead of, because we didn't have GPS or phones.
No
that
GPS. MapQuest
tell you where to
was
go.
just a thing.
Yeah, you had to print those out beforehand.
Right?
So I just remember leaning up the whole time to tell him which way to turn. And you just had your hand on my back. And I was, he's touching my back.
Oh,
It was just so sweet. And you didn't even kiss me that night.
I wanted to so badly, but I didn't.
You didn't.
I didn't. Happened a day later, but still.
No, it was not a day later.
It was the next day. Yeah. That was a Friday night. It was a Saturday.
We went to homecoming on Friday?
Yes. Homecoming was completely different then compared to what it was now.
True.
You had the homecoming court. You went to the game. You went out to eat. You did the dance, and it was over after that.
That is right.
So yeah, the very next day.
All in one day.
The very next day I did.
Mm-hmm.
But,
that's right.
Okay. Favorite memory of us together. I like it. Pick a card.
Very sweet.
Any card.
Are you not going to answer that?
I will answer.
What is it?
That's definitely one of them. I think back to when we lived in Tampa, and it was Christmas Day, and it was just us.
I know what you're going to say.
Yes, and it was just us. You know, family was here in Alabama. We were in Tampa. We had to work like the day before and the next day, so we weren't coming home or anything like that. So we stayed, and it was horrible weather. I mean, tornadoes, torrential rain, everything. But we woke up on Christmas Day, and we woke up early, and it's not like we really celebrated. Oh, here's all the gifts, and here's this. We just woke up as almost like a normal day. So we decided, hey, let's go to Disney, because Disney's only about 45 minutes or so away.
We did that every weekend.
In the torrential rain, tornadoes everywhere, and we were one of maybe like 500,000 people in the whole park. And it was unbelievable, and it was just us. And I mean, we hid inside one ride. I don't remember what it was because of a tornado warning. And it's a great memory because it's so crazy. It was just us. It's something only you and I could share together. And it's a great memory.
We were like Peppa Pig running and jumping in
We were
puddles.
soaking wet. We had the ponchos on.
And every time the tornadoes, like the warnings would go off, they would put us in the buildings and we would shiver.
Yes, because you were soaking wet. And it was freezing cold in those buildings. But it was such a cool thing that you don't get to experience very often. So it was an awesome little Christmas, just us and rain and Disney World.
Yep.
Doesn't get much better.
That was fun.
It was fun. What's next?
Okay, I gotta read one.
What's it gonna be?
This is a really good one.
Oh boy.
What are the 3 most important traits you look for in a partner?
Oh,
The most important trait.
The most important. I think it may shift a little bit over time, but initially, and it's not number one. These aren't necessarily in any particular order. I think you have to be attracted to that person.
Well, obviously.
You clearly do. I think, physical attraction is important because when you're looking for someone, you shouldn't be just looking for a date. I mean, I think it's someone you need to look long-term for. I mean, that's the reason that
So you're saying don't look for money.
Don't look for
just
money.
see somebody and see.
I think
their wallet's
if a significant trait is money, that should be way down on the list. I should have nothing to do with it. But I think attractiveness is something that does matter and something that you need to make sure you're physically attracted to, because we have physical needs that have to be met as we get older. I think one, can you just hold a conversation? Can we have just a conversation, not
without having to have your phone in your hand?
Totally.
Or watch TV.
I look at it almost with like the layover test. If you're stuck at a layover with somebody, is this someone you would want to be stuck at a layover in an airport with? Is it someone who is just boring, can't hold a conversation, can't really think for themselves? But if it's someone that you can get into a conversation with, and it doesn't have to be anything in particular, but just a conversation where we can talk for hours about no particular subject, I think that is a high quality and something that you're definitely looking for.
I like that.
One other thing that I look for in other people is, for a significant other, not other people. Whoopsie, we got to cut that. Would be.
Whoa.
Well, I think.
What you looking for, Powers?
I do look for this, like in potential employees, how they speak of friends, family, but in a relationship, how do they speak of past boyfriends or girlfriends?
Well, you don't have any.
If you don't have any, you don't have any. What the likelihood of that is rare. But how do
I
they?
guess now,
how do
yeah.
they
But this said, what are the 3 most important traits you look for in a spouse? Not how you interview your employees.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Can they hold a conversation? I think loyalty is a big one for me. Are they loyal? Will they always be by your side through the ins, through the outs, the ups and downs? Because it's not always sunshine and rainbows at all. Attractiveness is important. Also, are they somewhat independent? Can they think for themselves? Can they do things for themselves? Not saying we need to be completely independent people from each other and do our own thing, but just to know, especially to go along with the loyalty side of things, is when I'm at my 1%, can they actually carry the 99?
But those are things that people don't think about until
they don't, and you realize it when you pick it up. And after time, you realize that those are the things that are more important. But for me now, those are really, really important things.
So if I were to die today, the 3 things that you were going to look for in a person, are they hot?
No. Are
they loyal? And can they think for themselves? Because if they can't think for themselves, then we can't talk or have nothing to talk about.
Can they have a conversation over hot? Are they hot?
Well, you said attractiveness.
It matters. It's important.
It
What
does.
about you? What are your 3?
Well, yeah, they gotta be my flavor.
And what is your flavor?
I have a type of guy.
You definitely have a type.
I have
of
a
guy.
type. Big, bold, beautiful.
The 3 Bs.
I like them big. I like them bold.
I'm glad you didn't say the other part of what that song actually is. What else?
Big, bold, and beautiful. I think of Hairspray now.
Of course
when they
you
do Big Blonde.
It's Mommy's
and Beautiful.
movie.
Yeah, that's what the kids say. I agree with the communication. If I'm having to have a conversation with someone and they cannot look me in the eye because they're too busy looking at their phone or somebody else that's walking by because they're distracted because what I'm saying is not engaging enough or not exciting enough for them, what's the point?
Exactly.
Are you ever going to be good enough? And they have to be honest.
Oh, big one. Yeah, totally.
Period.
Have to be honest.
Because once you lie, I'm done with you.
Yeah, it's tough to overcome that one. All right, next for you. We'll just go. We're gonna go right here. Ooh, all right.
I
here
feel
you
like
go.
I'm on a pageant and I'm getting my interview question on stage.
You have
in front
60 seconds. What are our strengths as a couple?
Open communication. Period.
Non-judgmental communication.
0 secrets.
Yep.
We tell each other everything.
Tell each other everything. We have full access to each other's lives, to all the passwords, all the everything.
And trust.
Total trust. I
have 0 doubts if I'm gone for a length of time. Like I have a girls trip coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Hush.
Anyways.
So I'll be gone from Friday to Tuesday or something. I have 0 doubts that you're not going to be able to take care of all the things while I'm gone. Now, when the kids were little, I would give daily things to check.
You would give good instruction.
And that's when I go to Juarez on a mission trip, which is also coming up. So when I go there, and I know the kids are in school, I will give you the kids a checklist of all the things they need to make sure that they have, which they already know, but they like being able to make those check marks.
I was going to say they love being able to just check things off of the list and go.
But it also helps you. Okay, this is what we got to do. We got to make sure we have this. We got to make sure we have that. But I am at full peace knowing that you are going to be able to take care of things because I trust you.
I like that.
Because if something is not going the way it's supposed to, you're going to instantly call me, hey, baby, what does this mean?
Yeah. What in the world is this? I don't understand. I agree, though. I think those two things, those are huge strengths for us. Two for me that kind of stick out is I think our transparency, not just to each other, but we are who we are all the time. Whether we're sitting here doing a podcast, whether we're watching TV, we're out with friends, we're at church, we're at school, work, whatever it is, we are the same people all the time. And we're the same couple all of the time. Like, it doesn't change at all.
You are super important. You are number one.
Absolutely.
On this earth.
When you walk into somewhere and I'm already there, it's my attention is diverted and bam, it comes to you. And I make sure to seek you out and kiss you and say hello. And just make sure that, hey, I'm so glad that she's here. I think that's important because it's something that we can show to other people. Hey, be your true selves and be your true couple selves out in the world. So our job is to kind of be, we can help other people by the way we live our lives. And if other people see, well, they can do it, what are some things they do that I like that I can bring into my own relationship? I think that goes a long way. Not saying we have it all together because we don't.
No, we don't.
But how we are just out and about I think speaks a lot. And also that, even after 16 years of marriage, I think it's really great that we still want each other.
Yeah.
Like if I get the opportunity, I'm going to grab your butt. I'm going to cop a feel if I'm able to.
Even in public.
Does not matter.
No.
And we have that together because we do still want each other. And I think those are huge strengths as a couple. So what's next?
All right. I'm going to knock all these off.
Please don't.
All right. What's something you're really proud of?
Ooh. I'm proud of a lot of things. I think the biggest thing that I am proud of is to be able to sit and reflect where we are today as a couple and as people, to see how far we've come from where we were 10 and 15 years ago. I'm very proud of the work that we have done, but the work that the Lord has done in us to allow us to become the people that we are now. We're not there yet. It'll take us a very, very long time for us to be able to actually get there, but I'm extremely proud for just allowing the Lord to work in us the way that he has for us to become the people that we have today.
Yeah, that is a really good one. I'm proud of that one too.
You proud of anything else?
A lot of things. I'm just not. The one thing that I'm really proud of.
It's hard to put your finger on just a single thing.
I mean, are these questions if you were to die today kind of questions? If that's the case, I'm proud to say that I know what type of children our children are going to become as adults because of how we parent. Because we give them a very healthy relationship, mom and dad relationship to child, and they get to see a husband-wife marriage the way it's supposed to be, loving each other unconditionally the way Jesus loves us.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's if we were to go today, I can leave this earth knowing and having comfort knowing that, hey, our children are going to be okay, that they're going to be good, productive members of society.
That our son is going to do everything he can for the women in his life.
That's a huge one.
And that our daughter, she's going to be your mother.
Yes,
oh God.
She is.
But she's going to be, she knows that Cashman is going to be there for her.
Totally.
So she's going to take care of him.
They know that they have each other's back. And I agree. That's something for us to be very, very proud of. All right. What is something your partner does that makes you feel loved? What's something I do that makes you feel loved?
A lot of things, but I have to think of one.
You have to try and think of just a single one if it's possible.
Just one.
Just one or two. I mean, if you got two.
I
two
got
can
why.
work.
It's like endless.
Well, that makes me feel good.
You taking out the trash without being told.
Acts of service. Acts of service.
Doing the
Go back and listen to love
clothes.
languages, everybody. Learn your spouse's love language.
I wake up on a Saturday morning because it's the only day I get to sleep in when I don't have sports or something to go coach. And there's breakfast waiting on me. Even if I wake up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's there and it's waiting for you.
It's still there
Maybe
waiting
in the
on
fridge,
me.
and I will warm it up for you.
Yeah.
After acts of service, people find out what makes your partner tick. Because
And then you get
occasionally
in
on
there-
that Saturday morning, you may get a text, "Hey, I'm still in bed. Why don't you come join me?" And I'm just saying, that could be a benefit of it.
Don't let the children know you walk in the door.
Yeah, just sneak in. I'm here. I'm waiting for you. It's like, boom, let's go as fast as we can.
Lock the door.
It happens. It's a benefit. That's a benefit.
It is. It is.
It is. It's one way I know that I'm loved. Go ahead and pick another card.
Noted.
Noted. Take note.
What is the most meaningful and or impactful thing you've received from your partner?
Oh man, the most meaningful or impactful thing I have received
Whoa.
from you. That's a good question. I mean, you really have to dig back in the old Rolodex to be able to find exactly what that may be.
I think I know what your answer should be, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to see if you.
No pressure. Don't put me on the spot at all.
I mean,
Lord.
the most impactful thing you've received from your partner.
I mean, our children are definitely there.
Let's go back a little bit further than that.
Forcing you to marry me is also there.
that was so not a thing.
It may sound corny and cheesy, but just be able to have you in my life you have changed me completely. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but you pushed me in ways that I didn't know were possible. And that's something I'm thankful for, and I think is very meaningful and impactful for me, is you know exactly how far to push me, how hard to push me, and you push me hard in certain areas, especially when you see something in me that should be done or something I should accomplish. You push me in ways to be able to achieve that, and you're my biggest cheerleader along the way. And I think that's something insanely meaningful to me, because I would not be where I am today without you, plain and simple. There's no doubt about it.
Well, that's sweet.
I missed it though, obviously.
That's way better than what I was going to say.
Oh,
but
what were you going to say?
that time in high school where I made you stop and I gave you a note with my phone number on it and you called me. That was very
Looking back,
impactful.
that moment was without a doubt the most impactful and meaningful moment ever. Because had you not lost a bet because you owed a friend money, we may not be sitting here today.
I was so scared to talk to you. And they're like, I'll bet you double or nothing. It was like $5. And if I didn't do it, that would have been $10 I owed them. I didn't have.
And see, that is so on brand for you. Just someone say, you can't do this.
You won't.
It's like, oh, watch me. It don't matter what it is. You can't do this or you won't do this. It's like, oh, hold up. And then you go and you accomplish and do that exact thing.
Those words for me are like the words you should not say to Marty McFly.
Chicken. That's it. You're exactly right. It's the exact same situation. The exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. But I did. They're
You
like,
did.
you won't. Double or nothing. Okay.
You most certainly did. All right. Here's the next one.
We still have that note.
Yes, we most certainly do. We have almost all the notes.
Almost all the notes that we wrote each other in high school.
And
People don't write notes to each other
They
anymore.
text each other. They send each other notes on their phones and airdrop them to each other. And that's it.
They don't airdrop notes to phones, baby.
Well, I'm just...
That's just what we do on an airplane.
Well, you taught me that on the airplane. For our 9.5-hour flight back in the middle of the night where the plane was too hot and we couldn't necessarily sleep. It was like, hey, let's just, we'll airdrop notes to each other because the Wi-Fi doesn't work either. Thanks a lot, Delta. All right. What keeps you up at night other than your brain not shutting off?
Nothing.
Nothing? Nothing that keeps you up at night?
I sleep very well.
Yeah, you do when you go to sleep.
When I go to sleep. Sometimes my brain just really functions to the point where it constantly works.
Yeah, it does.
There's not a shut off button. I'll be up for 48 hours sometimes.
Sometimes you
Maybe
most certainly will.
Do I have insomnia and I just don't know it?
Maybe.
But I don't know. I sleep really good when I go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, you sleep like when I leave it to go to the gym in the mornings. You
Don't even know you've left.
Well, and it's clear with the new puppy. I'm the only person in the house that hears him at night at 2, 3, 4 a.m. Sometimes when he needs to go out and he's everyone else is dead to the world, but I'm the one who clearly sees them. Well, hey, listen, that's good. Nothing keeps you up at night.
What about you?
Not a whole lot keeps me up at night.
But what does?
My Enneagram 1 sometimes of, hey, are you really doing the best that you can? Are you good enough? That could have been better. I mean, that sometimes most certainly does. That insecurity of, hey, are you actually...
Insecurity is probably the best word to use.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely does.
And it is so strong with you.
It is.
That it has been passed down to our son.
Yeah, it has. And I hate that. But if there was one thing, it's probably that. Are you really doing the best?
Because he was, this past week, when he was at middle school baseball tryouts.
I'll say, just to let everyone know, he tried out he's in 7th grade. First tryout he's ever had for really anything.
Well, he did basketball, but he ain't a basketball kid.
No, that was what you're doing, whatever.
Okay,
man.
sure, but
he almost made that, but
which was shocking.
He tried out for the middle school baseball team. He loves baseball. We love baseball. And man, it was stressful. Friday,
we were so freaking stressed.
Tryouts were Monday and Tuesday, but Friday we knew the list was Tuesday, Wednesday. The list was being posted on Friday, and
so
Friday
for 2
was
days
stressful, and he was stressed out about it.
And he kept telling us how horrible his tryout was. He didn't do this. He could have done better at this. He should have done this. He couldn't have done this. And I said, "Oh my God, he is
he's
your son."
And it is. And
I kept thinking maybe this kid is in his head so bad he doesn't really know. He can't see the good.
Yeah. And it happened. It's easy to let happen. And I will say, part of the answer I said, well, you make me better. You have helped me with that so much. I used to be much more of a mess when it comes to my insecurity and not thinking that I'm good enough to be able to have anything. And you've always helped me through it. But I mean, it's still something that creeps in there every now and again. So
if it doesn't work, keep going. If 12 years of professional wrestling didn't tell you that, for me, the amount of no's I heard
over and over and over
I was
again.
like, okay, well, try again.
Keep trying.
We're going to make it.
All right, one more.
No, I'm going to go. All right. If a fortune teller could tell you one thing about your future, what would you ask?
Oh my God. If a fortune teller could tell me one thing about my future, what would I ask? Jeez,
I'm sure most people would I want to know either how they die or when they're going to die.
I don't want to know that.
I could care less.
Well, honestly, and I've had conversation with people before. I'm okay with whenever that time is.
Yeah.
If it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. I know what the destination is. Now, do I want a long, healthy life to spend with you and our children?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm comfortable with whenever that moment comes. It's it is what it is. I've got no control over that. What would I ask a fortune teller? How'd I do? Did I do okay at this life?
You think a fortune teller would be able to tell you that?
Well, they'd be able to tell me everything about my future if I really wanted to. So I think that's the only question I'd really have is, did I do okay? Because I really don't want to know anything else. I don't want to know about my death. I don't really want to know about a million other different things. So I don't know. I don't know if I really have a whole lot of questions for a fortune teller. What about you? Anything?
I only have 2, and I can't narrow down to which one I would want.
Oh boy, what would that be?
1, when do we retire?
Okay.
and just get to do nothing or everything we want to do? Or do I really one day get to have and own and run my own personal haunted house?
That, you know what? That sounds...
I know no one else would ever probably ask that, but I want to know if I own one.
Say, of all
because
the
that's one of
questions-
my biggest dreams.
Of all the questions that people may have, I don't know that one makes the list. I mean, that's like way, way down, thousands of questions down the list. I think that's what people would actually, I think that's way on down there. So, I mean, pretty good questions. For people who listen, take these questions, ask your partner. Y'all sit down, take an hour or so, and let that be.
Have a special guest.
Oh, we have a special guest?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Apparently, we haven't paid attention to our timing, and my sister was coming to pick up the kids to take them to this legal fall festival.
Well, she's early.
Yeah. Our nephew's here.
Uh-oh. Where are they?
Good old Carson. Come here, buddy. Hey.
What up, dog?
Oh, goodness. Say hello.
You want to say hello to all the people who are listening?
Microphone? Oh, Gorby, too. Hey, buddy. I got double trouble right here.
That is double trouble right there.
You're so cute. You want to say hey in the microphone? No? Why don't you sing us that song that you like so much?
No.
What? Why not? You like singing that song with your mullet.
Stop. Let me go.
Where are you going? Uh-oh. Well, one first. Uh-oh. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready?
They're like, I'm out of here.
1, 2, 3. Bye.
Gone quickly. Absolutely not. I don't want to say
Corby, you
nothing
can
to
say. You want to say
nobody.
with me?
No is the answer.
They're so stinking cute.
They're funny. But ask your spouse these. These are great questions. Talk about it. We have many more. We'll probably do this some more and do this again. So let's get out of here. It's go time.
I love you.
I love you, beautiful. God, we love you. We are so thankful for just what you're doing. We don't deserve it. I don't know why we're here, but you designed it, and this belongs to you. So whatever it is you want to do with this podcast, our prayer is it just reaches the ears that need to hear it, and that you're just able to foster conversations with people. These questions are great. Just to be able to have a different, more deep connection with our significant other. And God, it's all designed and ordained by you, and we're just thankful we get to be a part of it. We love you. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Play ball.